Ohayo, Hakase da yo. Hello everyone and welcome back to Minecraft building a Japanese town together with me. I'm trying not to look out the window too much because there are spoilers behind me. But thank you so much for tuning in again this week. I just want to quickly share with you a few thoughts before we start into the episode today. And that is my plan for this series that we're starting together. So let me just quickly lay out something here for you. Maybe you can already guess where I'm going with this. So I don't know if you've heard about that, but Japan has famously 4 seasons. So what I'm trying to achieve in this world, aside from building a Japanese town, is dividing the land, the city that we'll be building, into 4 districts, one for each season. So we'll have a district for spring, summer, autumn and winter, each with their own distinct features. So in the spring district we'll of course have lots of cherry trees. In the summer district we'll have lots of fields that are just starting to grow with rice, sunflowers maybe, lots of different flowers, so maybe in Hokkaido, you know, the lavender fields. Then in fall, of course, we'll have the ready harvest, falling leaves, colorful trees as well, and then in winter we'll have lots of snow. That's my plan for this series, to build Japan with all of its 4 seasons. I'm hoping that you look forward to it. I'm very excited to get building, and without further ado, let's start with the episode. So, to catch you up to speed to what I've been doing since the last episode, first off I created a diamond pickaxe for myself and then went out to a nearby nether portal to gather some obsidian, which I then of course used to get a nether portal set up in the basement, as I said last episode. As you can see, there's a door frame around it already built. Once I get the necessary items, I will build a piston door to hide it away so that we don't have the purple swirls all over our basement all the time. And yeah, I got into the nether. Looking around for a bit, I quickly realized that there is a nether fortress just outside of the portal room. So as you can see here, there's it cutting across the landscape right behind the portal basically. So I went down and checked it out, heading into the fortress and making sure that I would have a way to get back out. So I went a bit further in and discovered some blazes who quickly started shooting at me, and I decided I wasn't nearly geared up enough to head into that fortress. So I just gathered up some lava instead and then went back home and made some more obsidian that I can use for the enchanting table, of course. So with all of that obsidian gathered, I used it and some diamonds and a book, of course, to make the enchanting table, which I then took upstairs and put in its dedicated spot right in between the bookshelves that we prepared last episode. I took a look what was available in the enchanter for me, but there wasn't anything there, so I headed back down to the basement and finished my storage area with lots of chests, most of them already labeled, some are still empty, and I'll decide what to put in there later. Afterwards I headed down back into the mine and decided to start digging out the skeleton spawner that we discovered last episode and prepare it to be a little skeleton grinder. So after I had all of that dug out, I just had to place in the water and realized that I didn't have soul sand for the bubble elevator, so I quickly got that and then finished up the skeleton spawner. Taking out all the lights would enable the spawner again, and just as I took the last torch, the skeleton started spawning and shooting at me. But I quickly finished that project, and yeah, as you can see, it's working. Skeletons are falling down. First I did it manually with a sword, and later decided I would put in a campfire just to automate the process, because the XP gain wasn't nearly enough to be worth it. Then I also decided to make a diamond sword, and I actually got that enchanted as well as some hooks. So as you can see, that's a pretty okay sword for first enchantment. And I decided to enchant my pickaxe as well with efficiency 4, fortune 2 and breaking 3. That's quite okay. And I also made some diamond gear for myself. After enchanting that as well, I decided to head back into the nether fortress, where I quickly located a blaze spawner and stuck around until I had half a stack of blaze rods, as you can see right here. And then just before heading home, I also found some nether warts that I took with me for later use. Back in the overworld, I started laying out some more streets and filling in some of the land in between with dirt. And after that I started preparing the area for the building I was about to do next. So I removed all of the bamboo as well as the sugarcane and the wooden planks that I installed earlier, just so that everything would be ready for the building process. And then I started with a little framework of the house that I'm about to build next. So in the corner we have the bubble elevator that takes us up and down to the skeleton spawner that I prepared earlier. And I can't just have a skelly farm down in the mines on its own. So of course there needs to be a building containing that. And because we are producing bones and thus bone meal, the thing that goes on top will be a greengrocer of sorts. A place for to use all of the bone meal that we're getting to grow all sorts of different plants. And I'll show you what the finished product looks like at the end of the video, but in the meantime we have the building process here. So as you can see, I'm using the pale oak logs in the stripped form for the nice off-white texture, together with some other very light white and grayish blocks, such as the calcite and the different variations of the diorite as well. So just building out the walls with a little bit of a pattern right here, also with the windows already in place. I just have to install the glass panes inside as well as the glass blocks, and then some more details, such as a little hanging roof right here with some different green blocks, wool and concrete in this case. For the roof I decided to go with the classic deep slate tiles again, and then just on the other side of the street I went ahead and installed some more electricity poles, with of course the iron chains for the wiring in between. Then I also put some dirt, which I then added some more curvature to, and that's to put some iron bars for some hanging wires in between. So where we have the straight lines, we can use the iron chains for our cables, but here on the diagonal it's not that easy, so I had to improvise and make an arch that looked kind of decent to connect our wires together here. I think it looks, as I said, quite decent. After that I had to move some of my animals, so I gathered up all my sheep and my cows and relocated them to a place just beyond the tree, where they'll be safe for now, and I want to make a farm around them later. I then filled up all of the surrounding area with dirt as well, nearly depleting my dirt resources, and because I hadn't placed enough dirt yet, I also made a small hill where later I'll be putting a tree. Then I went back to the other side of the house and assembled a little gravelly driveway right next to it, and then started to work on another small vehicle to just give some more life to our Minecraft city, because when you just have empty buildings, it can feel just devoid of life. So when you add certain things that people that are living there would have, such as cars in this instance, it just gives more character to the entire build. And so here we built a little truck so that the people running the greengrocer can transport their goods, go buying groceries, etc. So that's parked right here next to the house and is looking quite neat, I must say. Then I started work behind the house, where I will be building some small greenhouses, because this right here will be part of the autumn section. As I said, the world will be divided into 4 seasonal districts, and because this is in the autumn section, he needs some greenhouses where he can grow all of his plants, even if the weather is starting to get colder. So for the greenhouses, we just have some different spruce blocks, as well as aged copper and some white glass, which is a really neat color palette in my opinion. So finishing touches right here with the copper trapdoors and some spruce fences, some lanterns as well, and then one of the copper bulbs turned on for some lighting inside to let the plants grow better. Then just out of the 2 finished greenhouses, I installed some flower beds as well, with some spruce trapdoors for the framing, and then put down some berry bushes, which are growing outside in the autumn as well, because they are quite the resilient plant. Afterwards, I headed back to the hill, which was fully covered in grass by that point, to start work on the small tree that I was putting on the hill. So starting out with a tree, I always like to do it with a dirt frame at first, just to get an idea of the shape that I want to build for the tree. Because when you start directly with wood, it's really hard to get the shape right on the first try. You have to remove some of the bits, especially with logs. It's hard to get the correct orientation of the logs on the first try as well. So building with a dirt frame first and then replacing everything with wood later is the much easier way of assembling a tree. So after putting in all the logs and planks and stairs, I went up and put some fences and fence gates for the smaller branches of the tree as well. I wasn't quite happy with the lighter color of the spruce wood, so I replaced all of the planks and stairs with some dark oak wood instead, which has more the similar color as the bark of the spruce wood. And that's all exchanged now, which looks much better in my opinion. But I didn't want to leave it without any leaves, so it is autumn, but there are the last few remaining leaves still on the tree. So I headed up and put some of them here. And then at the bottom, to make it even more clear that this is autumn, it's the trees falling, I installed some of the leaf litter that was newly added to Minecraft. So as we approach the end of the video, it's now time to take a quick stroll through the world to show you all of the small little details that are also added, such as this path right here going to the rice field. Then of course the nice electricity poles and cables that connect to our greengrocer right here. All of the windowsills installed as well. And one thing I really like as a detail, as you can see over there at our base and over here at the greengrocer, are the redstone and copper torches for some colorful blinking lights where the electricity connects to the houses. Then going inside the greengrocer, here we have all of the interior done as well. So just some flower pots with different flowers and plants here. And then over here we also have the entrance to our skeleton farm down there. There's a ladder up to the first floor as well, which I haven't decorated yet, but I probably will do later. Then back here we have some paths with some gravelly dirt here as well, where the people have been walking and the grass doesn't grow anymore. And inside of the greenhouses, of course, there's lots of different plants growing. Same as in the second greenhouse here, just with some different plants. And then of course we have the berry fields here with some shriveled up plants that didn't quite make it through the changing of the season. And talking of changing of the seasons, we have our autumn tree here with the fallen leaves beneath it. And yeah, that's looking quite nice as well, I feel. So yeah, that's it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I have lots of things planned for the next episode. I'm not sure what I will tackle first, but there's some farms I have to build. We will do something about this not so good looking body of water right here. That's right now just a big waterfall going down into this massive hole. So I have something planned for that as well. So stay tuned. As I said, over here will be a farm for all of the animals that are waiting just behind the tree right now. So yeah, lots of different projects waiting to happen soon. I hope you enjoyed this episode as well. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you very, very soon. Enjoy building, and yeah, mata ne!